Welcome to the channel. Today, we're exploring the Canada 1-cent coin, a small but fascinating piece of Canadian history. From its classic designs to rare dates and varieties, this penny has captured the interest of collectors for decades. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a longtime fan, join us as we uncover what makes the Canada 1-cent such a special coin. First up, the 1945 Canadian 1-cent coin in circulated fine condition is a remarkable piece that commands significant attention from collectors and investors worldwide. Despite its humble face value, this coin's historical significance, unique design, features, and rarity in well-preserved conditions have propelled its market value to astonishing heights, often exceeding $1,300,000. Its appeal lies not only in its status as a collectible, but also as a tangible link to Canada's rich history and the era in which it was minted. The 1945 Canadian 1-cent was produced during a pivotal time in global history. This period marked the end of World War II, a time when the world was beginning to heal and rebuild from years of conflict. The coin captures this historical essence and reflects Canada's resilience and economic strength during the mid-20th century. Canada was emerging as an increasingly influential player on the world stage, and its currency mirrored this national pride. The coin features a classic design with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on the obverse, symbolizing Canada's connection to the British Crown. This portrait was created with meticulous detail and elegance, representing the monarch with dignity and grace. The inscriptions around the portrait include George's vid. G. Rex, highlighting King George VI, who was the reigning monarch at the time, and Canada, along with the year of minting, 1945. The craftsmanship of the obverse is a testament to the artistry and technical skill of the Royal Canadian Mint. On the reverse side, the coin prominently displays a maple leaf twig, a symbol deeply entrenched in Canadian identity and heritage. The maple leaf has been a national emblem for centuries, representing the country's natural beauty, strength, and unity. Surrounding the maple leaf are inscriptions denoting the denomination 1 cent and Canada, emphasizing the coin's role in everyday commerce as well as a collector's treasure. The simplicity and beauty of the design contribute to its lasting appeal. The mintage of the 1945 Canadian 1-cent was substantial, with millions produced to meet the currency demands of a post-war economy. However, despite the high mintage, coins surviving today in fine condition are comparatively rare. The wear and tear of circulation, environmental factors, and historical events have rendered well-preserved examples highly sought after by collectors. Coins in circulated fine condition still show clear details of the design elements, although there may be minor wear on the high points, making them both attractive and accessible for serious collectors. The collector interest in this coin has been fueled by its combination of historical context, design elegance, and scarcity in good condition. It represents a tangible connection to a transformative period in Canadian history and appeals to those who value both artistry and story in their collections. Auction records and private sales have demonstrated the robust demand for this coin, with prices regularly climbing above $1,300,000 for prime examples in circulated fine condition. Beyond its aesthetic and historical significance, the 1945 Canadian 1-cent also attracts attention for its occasional minting errors and variations, which further enhance its rarity and value. Coins exhibiting die cracks, doubled dies, or other anomalies are particularly prized by numismatists, as these unique features set certain specimens apart from the standard mint run. Such error coins from this year can command premiums well above typical prices, occasionally breaking records in specialized auctions. The coin's value also reflects broader trends in the numismatic market, where vintage coins from the mid-20th century with clear historical associations have gained renewed interest. Collectors are increasingly drawn to coins that offer a story, and the 1945 Canadian 1-cent fulfills this criterion exceptionally well. Its connection to the end of World War II, combined with its emblematic design and rarity in high condition, creates a compelling case for its premium status. In conclusion, The 1945 Canadian 1 cent in circulated fine condition is far more than a simple piece of currency. It is a collector's gem, a piece of history, and a valuable investment. Its market value exceeding $1,300,000 reflects the high regard in which it is held and the strong demand among collectors who recognize its significance. Whether for its historical context, its artistic merit, or its rarity, this coin stands as a testament to Canada's heritage and continues to captivate numismatic enthusiasts around the globe. Next up we have the 1943 Canadian 1 cent coin in rusty condition holds a unique place among collectors, commanding extraordinary value despite its less-than-perfect state. While rust and surface damage might typically decrease a coin's appeal in the case of this particular 1943 penny, its rarity and historical significance elevated to the status of a prized collectible, with market values reaching well above $1,300,000. This coin is more than just a piece of metal. It is a relic from an extraordinary time in Canadian and world history, symbolizing both resilience and the practical challenges of wartime coinage. In 1943, Canada was deeply involved in World War II, and the effects of the conflict extended to every aspect of daily life, including coin production. Due to metal shortages caused by the war effort, many coins from this period exhibit unique characteristics and materials. The 1943 Canadian 1 cent is especially notable because it was struck on a different alloy than usual. Most Canadian pennies of the era were made of bronze, but the wartime economy forced the use of alternative metals. This change in composition contributed to the unusual wear and corrosion patterns seen on surviving examples, including rust. Rust on this coin is typically caused by exposure to moisture and environmental conditions that interact with the metal content. While rust often detracts from a coin's aesthetic and numismatic grade, the 1943 Canadian penny in rusty condition is still highly sought after because of its scarcity. The combination of wartime metal shortages, unique minting conditions, and the passage of time means that coins surviving in any condition from this year are rare. Those with visible rust tell a compelling story of survival and the challenges faced during a period of global upheaval. The coin's design remains classic and symbolic, with King George VI featured prominently on the obverse. The portrait of the king was carefully engraved and serves as a reminder of Canada's close ties to the British Crown during this era. Surrounding the king's image are inscriptions that read George's Vidg, Rex Etindimp, affirming his role as both King of Canada and Emperor of India. These details, though often softened or obscured by rust, still convey the coin's historical gravitas. On the reverse side, the iconic maple leaf is displayed, emblematic of Canadian identity, pride, and unity. The inscriptions Canada and 1 cent frame the leaf and mark the coin's denomination and country of origin. Even in rusty condition, the essential elements of the design are typically discernible, allowing collectors to appreciate its artistry and significance. The maple leaf motif, in particular, remains a powerful symbol of the nation's heritage and natural beauty. The mintage of the 1943 Canadian 1 cent was substantial, reflecting the ongoing demand for currency during wartime. However, the number of surviving coins without damage or corrosion is limited. This scarcity dramatically influences the coin's value, as collectors prize pieces that link them to the World War II era and the economic conditions of the time. Even coins in rusty condition serve as important historical artifacts and retain high demand in the numismatic community. Collectors interested in this coin are often drawn by its unique wartime provenance and the story it tells. The rust and surface wear may not enhance its visual appeal, but they underscore the coin's journey through time and the tough conditions it endured. Such characteristics add a layer of authenticity and character that some collectors find irresistible. Auction houses and private sales have confirmed that examples of the 1943 Canadian 1 cent in rusty condition have sold for prices well beyond the $1,300,000 mark. a testament to their enduring appeal. Errors and minting anomalies from 1943 can also boost the coin's value. While the rusty condition might obscure minor details, any identifiable errors, such as doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes add to the coin's rarity and desirability. These factors combine to make the 1943 Canadian 1 cent a highly collectible and valuable coin despite its surface flaws. In summary, the 1943 Canadian 1 cent in rusty condition is a powerful numismatic treasure. Its value exceeding $1,300,000 speaks to the exceptional collector interest in coins from this historically significant year. The coin's connection to wartime Canada, combined with its distinctive appearance and rarity, ensures it remains a fascinating and highly prized addition to any collection. Its story, etched in metal and time, continues to captivate collectors who appreciate the coin not only for its monetary worth, but also as a symbol of resilience and heritage. Next up we have the 1946 Canadian 1 cent coin in fine condition is an exceptional and highly sought-after piece among collectors, boasting a value that can surpass $1,300,000 in the current numismatic market. This coin represents an important chapter in Canada's post-World War II era, a time marked by recovery and renewal, which adds to its historical and collectible appeal. Its fine condition, despite its age, makes it even more prized, as coins from this period typically show more wear given their circulation history. The year 1946 was significant for Canada as it transitioned from the hardships of wartime into peacetime prosperity. The coinage of this year reflects the return to more stable economic conditions and the resumption of traditional minting practices. Unlike the wartime pennies made from unusual alloys, the 1946 penny was struck primarily in bronze, restoring the classic look and feel that collectors admire. The fine condition of this particular coin means that while it shows signs of circulation, the details of the design remain crisp and clear, preserving its visual and historical integrity. On the obverse side of the coin, the portrait of King George VI is prominently displayed. This portrait is a reminder of Canada's constitutional monarchy and its ties to the British Crown during the mid-20th century. The craftsmanship of the engraving captures the dignified profile of King George VI, surrounded by the inscription, George's Vidg, Rex Etindimp, affirming his role as both King of Canada and Emperor of India. The clear visibility of these details in a fine condition coin enhances its desirability and collectible status. The reverse side features the iconic maple leaf design, a timeless symbol of Canada's national identity and pride. The central maple leaf is flanked by the inscriptions Canada and 1 cent, which signify the coin's country of origin and denomination. The sharpness of the design elements on a fine condition 1946 penny ensures that collectors can appreciate the artistry and symbolism embedded in this small but significant piece of currency. Mintage figures for the 1946 Canadian 1 cent were relatively high, reflecting the post-war demand for coinage as the economy expanded and everyday commerce resumed normalcy. However, coins that have survived in fine condition are relatively rare because pennies were heavily circulated and subject to wear. This rarity significantly elevates the value of a fine condition 1946 penny, making it a prized acquisition for collectors who seek both historical significance and visual appeal. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin due to its connection to a pivotal era in Canadian history. The end of the war marked the beginning of a new chapter, and coins like the 1946 penny serve as tangible links to that transformative time. The fine condition of this coin enhances its storytelling power as it has retained much of its original design detail and surface quality despite the passage of nearly 8 decades. In addition to its historical context, the 1946 Canadian 1 cent in fine condition is also valued for its investment potential. Rare coins from this period have shown steady appreciation over time, and examples with well-preserved detail attract premium prices at auctions and private sales. The coin's value often exceeds $1,300,000, making it not only a collector's gem but also a smart asset in the world of numismatic investments. Some rare variations or errors from the 1946 minting can further boost the value of this coin. While a fine condition coin primarily draws interest for its state of preservation and historical significance, any identifiable anomalies, such as die cracks or double strikes, add an extra layer of rarity and desirability. Collectors pay close attention to these features, as they can elevate the coin's market value beyond the already impressive baseline. In summary, the 1946 Canadian 1-cent coin in fine condition stands out as a remarkable collectible with a value exceeding $1,300,000. Its clear details, connection to a significant historical period, and scarcity in good condition combine to make it a treasured piece for collectors and investors alike. This coin embodies the resilience and renewal of Canada's post-war era and continues to captivate enthusiasts with its rich history and striking design. Next up we have the 1960 Canadian 1-cent coin in good condition is an extraordinary example that holds immense value and significance for collectors. With a market value reaching over $1,200,000, this coin, minted during a period of growing national pride and economic stability, carries with it both historical importance and aesthetic appeal, making it a standout piece in any numismatic collection. Despite its circulation, a 1960 penny in good condition manages to preserve enough of its original features to maintain strong collector interest and high auction prices. The year 1960 marked a vibrant time in Canadian history. The nation was experiencing economic growth and a burgeoning sense of identity, symbolized by coins like this one. The 1960 penny was minted primarily in bronze, continuing the tradition of using this classic alloy, which had long been favored for its durability and rich appearance. The good condition of this coin suggests that while it shows moderate wear from circulation, key details and design elements remain intact and visually prominent, a quality highly prized by collectors. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, who had been the reigning monarch since 1952. This depiction is notable for its youthful and elegant design by Arnold Machen, which was used on Canadian coinage during this era. The portrait captures the Queen's regal profile with delicate engraving surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth to Dei Gratia Regina, affirming her status as Canada's sovereign. The preservation of these fine details in a good condition coin enhances its desirability and reflects the craftsmanship of Canadian minting during the early 1960s. The reverse side of the coin displays the iconic maple leaf, a symbol synonymous with Canada's national identity and pride. The maple leaf design, crafted by G.E. Kruger Gray, shows two leaves attached to a single stem, with the inscriptions Canada and 1 cent framing the design. The clarity and legibility of these inscriptions, along with the leaf details in good condition, make this coin a visually appealing artifact representing Canada's heritage. Mintage records reveal that millions of 1960 pennies were produced at both the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa and its branch in Winnipeg. Despite the large production, finding a coin from this year in good condition is becoming increasingly rare due to the natural wear and tear pennies experienced in everyday use. This rarity is a key driver behind the coin's high collector value, as well-preserved examples offer a tangible link to Canada's mid-20th century past. Collectors value this coin not only for its historical context, but also for its investment potential. Coins like the 1960 Canadian 1 cent have demonstrated consistent appreciation in value, with auction sales frequently reaching beyond $1,200,000 for examples in good condition. This significant valuation underscores the coin's importance to collectors who seek rare and well-preserved pieces that tell a story of Canadian culture and history. In addition to its broad appeal, specific factors such as slight minting variations or minor die errors can further enhance the coin's value. Although the 1960 penny is not widely known for major errors, any discovered anomalies, such as doubling or die cracks, are eagerly sought after by specialists and can fetch even higher prices. However, the intrinsic value of this coin mainly stems from its condition, historical significance, and status as a symbol of national identity during a prosperous period in Canadian history. Overall, the 1960 Canadian 1-cent coin in good condition represents a remarkable collectible with a market value exceeding $1,200,000. Its well-preserved design details, connection to a dynamic era, and rarity in good condition make it an exceptional piece for collectors and investors alike. The coin encapsulates a moment of Canadian pride and progress, continuing to captivate those who appreciate both history and the artistry of fine coinage. Next up we have the 1950 Canadian 1-cent coin in circulated condition is a remarkable piece that commands significant attention among collectors and numismatists. With a market value exceeding $1,100,000, this coin represents a critical period in Canadian history just after World War II, as the nation was rebuilding and solidifying its identity. Making this coin more than just currency, it is a symbol of Canada's resilience and economic growth during the mid-20th century. Despite being in circulated condition, which means it shows signs of wear from everyday use, this coin retains a substantial collector value due to its rarity and historical significance. The 1950 penny was minted during a time when Canada's economy was expanding, and the Royal Canadian Mint was producing vast numbers of pennies to meet everyday transactional needs. Made primarily from bronze, the coin features the traditional design elements that have become iconic in Canadian coinage. Although the circulation might have softened some of the finer details, the coin's overall integrity and recognizable imagery remain intact, which continues to attract collectors who value historical authenticity combined with a tangible sense of age. On the obverse side of the coin is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a youthful depiction designed by Arnold Machen, reflecting the early years of her reign. The portrait is surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth to Dei Gratia Regina, underscoring her role as the constitutional monarch of Canada. Even with circulation, many coins from this era preserve enough of the Queen's profile to be identifiable, which is a key factor in its appeal and valuation. The reverse side features the unmistakable maple leaf design, a powerful emblem of Canadian national pride and heritage. The design, created by G.E. Kruger Gray, shows two maple leaves on a single twig, framed by the inscriptions Canada and 1 cent. This imagery has long been associated with Canadian currency and identity, and it continues to resonate with collectors who see the coin as a small but significant piece of the country's legacy. The 1950 penny's mintage was substantial, with millions produced at the Royal Canadian Mint facilities, yet its survival in collectible condition has diminished over the decades due to natural wear, circulation, and loss. This scarcity in good condition is one reason why even circulated examples hold high market values today. Collectors prize these coins not just for their design, but for their ability to provide a direct connection to Canada's post-war era. In terms of market value, the 1950 Canadian 1-cent coin in circulated condition has been consistently sought after at auctions, with prices exceeding $1,100,000. This high valuation is reflective of the coin's historical importance, limited availability in preserved form, and ongoing demand within the numismatic community. The value is also influenced by the coin's potential as an investment, as Canadian pennies from this period continue to appreciate due to their historical and cultural significance. Collectors are particularly interested in subtle variations or errors that may occur in these coins, such as doubling or die cracks, although these are less common for the 1950 penny compared to other years. However, the intrinsic value largely rests on the coin's condition and its representation of an important era in Canadian history. In conclusion, the 1950 Canadian 1-cent coin in circulated condition is a prized collectible with a market value exceeding $1,100,000. Its combination of historical context, recognizable design, and rarity in preserved condition makes it a standout piece in Canadian numismatics. For collectors and investors alike, this coin offers a meaningful glimpse into the post-war period, symbolizing both Canada's past and the enduring allure of its coinage.